Good morning everyone, cows are on their way to the shed. TBS has come this morning, they're going to put on a unit load of lime, which I ordered. They're also going to do one tomorrow. Nice early start for them. It's actually quite a nice morning. It's a little bit on the cold side, but not too bad. I think it was supposed to be getting down to about 4 degrees overnight, so no frost. Straight through there, fert truck, you can see them a little bit better now. The light's improving. There's a block there, there's 4 paddocks to do just in there, which should be a load for us to fill up. The cows are waiting patiently at the gate there. They will wait there until I go and let them go when Dad lets this row out, because he has one in the yard. Once the one in the yard comes in, then there'll be space here for the second herd. The guy spreading lime is new. Well, he's not new to spreading. He said he's done that before, but he's new to TBS. He's only been with him for a couple of months. And it must be a little bit hard because he doesn't know where the gateways are. So I've seen him sort of trying to find it before. And usually I would be with him, showing him where to go. It's just a little bit hard when they come at sort of just after 6 because we've got cows going to get milked and cows coming. But once these ones are in the shed, I will go and give him a hand just because it's easier. Like a lot of the guys that do come out in the trucks, they come out a couple of times of the year. We put on our spring fert, we put on lime, we also put on autumn fert. So they actually know the farm and they know where the gateways, where the wet spots are, so it's easier for them. Also like the hilly paddock, so he started in one where it was a little bit hilly with a full load. So he went and he actually got out of there. I think he's going to finish it off now, but he went and did the flat ones and he's coming back to it. So it's just the little things, and it must be pretty hard or challenging when you don't know it, but I guess that's part of the job. It's actually a hot air balloon straight through there. Nice morning for it. It's going on at 2 tonne to the hectare as well. See, like there's a sprinkling of white, and these lime chips, this is sort of what they look like. So they are pretty small. There's also a lot of houses here. There's 1, 2, and bucks behind me, 3. So what I did last night, actually Claire's over there where he spread this morning. So what I did last night was just ring them all and tell them we're putting on lime. Don't put out your washing, but it should be over but before 7:30, 8 o'clock. So you got the rest of the day, but the wind's not too bad. It's sort of pretty settled at the moment. It does look like it's sort of drifting that way. But I mean, this is the first time I've done this over here in about 4 or 5 years, so it doesn't happen very often. I ordered this load last week for this week. I was going to do all the maize paddocks. It didn't quite work out because the cows are in one of the maize paddocks, the bulls are in the other, which they're easy to move, but it's just the cows got their last break. And I got told last night about like 6 o'clock, Nicole said, we'll bring a load in the morning if you want it. I was going to turn it down, but then I thought, no, I'll just take it and we'll put some over here. It probably needs it. And lime's pretty cheap, it's not too bad. Then I ordered another load for tomorrow and we'll do the rest of the maize paddocks. We've done one this morning, but there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do. I've never actually had a truck and trailer down here. I didn't think it was even enough to get the trailer, because they need it pretty flat when they're doing that. There's a lot of weight in that when it tips up, but that seemed to work all right. Because otherwise the only other entrance we've got is straight off Paddocks Road up there where that single tree is. It's quite a good entrance, so it's good having 2 now. He's just running a little bit out down the bottom here. He's still got a couple of runs to finish off in another paddock, but these bumpy bumpy flat paddocks, they flatten the load out a little bit and make them a little bit lighter for the hills. The truck can get around them alright, it's just it doesn't dig in quite so much on the turn, which is the win. Happy calves, they've all got these red dots on them because they got their booster vaccinations yesterday. They also got their lepto jab as well, which will need a second shot of that in about 3 to 4 weeks. But something quite interesting, I actually rang my cousin last night. She's a nutritionist, she's semi-retired. She's supposed to be retired, but she still does work. And she does, or has done consultancy for the higher input guys for years and years. Like, she's pretty well known. And I gave her a ring because it was regarding these calves. I'd sort of heard something, I was speaking to somebody else the other day who said that these calves only need like half a kilo of meal. So I gave her a ring to see what she reckoned. She said, yep, that's true. I always thought that they needed a couple of kilos to be able to get the thing that's in here to stop them getting coccidiosis, and they needed like 2 kilos of it. But she said that's a myth. They only need half a kilo of meal per calf, so that's handy. Instead of giving them a bag and a half of meal per mob, I'm only giving them a bag, which saves us a little bit of money. They need, well, she said they need hay, and they also need milk for 10 weeks, which a lot of these calves here probably are bordering that 10 weeks, or most of these ones probably are. I think the youngest is 55 days in the other mob, which is 2 weeks off being 10 weeks, so that's 8 weeks. She said they need to be 10 weeks or have milk for 10 weeks, and you can't wean them until, for Jerseys, they get to 90 kilos live weight. And a lot of these wouldn't even be near 90, which means I need to feed them milk for a lot longer than I am, or what I usually do. I'd love a set of scales so I can accurately know what the live weight of the calves is, but I don't. That is on the wish list. There's a couple in here that might be pushing sort of high 70s, but it means I need to feed them milk for a lot longer than I'd sort of planned to do, which I think will be a good thing. She said like it's to develop growth. Like if you wean them off milk early, they don't. It's all to do with their bone growth. She explained it real well. I can't actually remember it all. I just remembered the key points of what to do and what not to do. But it all made sense when she was telling me. So that's a little bit annoying because I got to feed the milk longer. But I did have a little bit of a mishap this morning as well, which yeah, I've certainly got enough milk now. I've actually had a bit of a mare, to be honest. It's not good. I put penicillin in the vat, so all the milk in here, there's probably about 4,000 litres, needs to go. It can't get picked up. First things first though, what you've got to do is, this is the normal cover that goes over the fitting for the hose when the tanker comes, but I put that red one on. That's to say, do not pick this milk up, it's been contaminated. That's the first thing, although we are on night pickup, so the tanker doesn't come during the day. We've got a little bit of time up our sleeves. But the second thing is, I rung Fonterra. I've let them know they're not going to pick up the milk tonight, but they're going to resume again from tomorrow onwards. And when I realised that the milk had gone in there, which shouldn't have, I had about 2 or 3 rows left in the yard, and I had a couple of options from there. So the first thing I could have done was dump all the milk in the vat down the drain and milk the rest of the cows in the yard into the vat, got that picked up. But I didn't want to do that. So what I ended up doing was I finished off milking all the cows that were left to milk. I milked them into the vat, so all the milk's gone in there, and that gives me a few options now. So what you can do sometimes is get the milk tested. I know that Hamish from Farming, Family and Fun, he did it a couple of years ago, or last year I think it was, I remember, and he got it tested and I think his was alright, so he could have sent it. I'm not going to bother with it because I sort of need the milk anyway for the calves. Or another option is that you can sell that milk for not very much, but you can sell it to calf rearers. They're always looking, and there's quite a few around Te Awamutu that would come and take it. But what I'm going to do, and I think the best option, is I'm going to keep all that milk for my calves. Like I was saying, I need it. Usually I'm taking, or at the moment I'm taking about 120, 150 litres out of the vat every day to feed them anyway. So instead of having to take it out, I'm just going to pump the milk that's in the vat across to the calf shed. There's a big 5,000 litre big plastic tank over there. I'm going to pump it into there. I'm probably not going to fit all of it. I reckon I'll probably get about 2.5 to 3,000 litres in there because there's already some colostrum milk still in that tank. But I'll pump it over there, so then I can just use that milk going forward for the next month. And if I do run out, then I'll have to take some milk from the vet again. But I think that was the best option. The pump's all set up. I just need to get the milk into this drum. So what we've got to do is go to town and get a fitting for the end of the fitting that comes out of the vat, because I don't have one. I think it's a male end, and then I'll just turn the tap. Most of it should flow in here, and then I can just pump it over slowly. It's gonna take absolutely ages, but I mucked up. I'll wear that one, so I've just got to do it. It's a little bit annoying. That's the first time it's happened in 6 years. I know Dad's done it once or twice in 30 years, so yeah, hopefully got it out of the way. I won't have another one. As they say, there's no point crying over spilt milk. Dad's spraying out the paddock though. This was the annual, so this will be going into chicory in a couple of weeks. Ready? All set up, so it's just coming out this hose into the drum, and there's a pump in there. Well, that's pumping through that line over to the calf shed. The condensation line's there, so that's where the level of the milk is, and it'll be fine until it gets down to about that drum height. Then might have to move that drum below the tank. Well, this is where it's getting pumped to over here. This line's pretty small, which doesn't help. That's why it's going to take a while, but it is coming over into this drum. Then this is on a float switch, which is pumping into the tank up the top there. You can see the milk coming in. It's about half full at the moment, so hopefully we can get most of it into here. I reckon that line's up to somewhere there. It's just below that ring, maybe a little bit over halfway. Might get 2,500 litres in there. Quite. Round 2, that might be better. You can see that the condensation line's coming down. It's down to about here now, slowly, but this will bring it down quite quickly. That's the IBC full, or full enough. We're getting there. We'll fill this up, but it's a bit hard to tell where it is. It might be. Looks like the condensation lines come down to roughly about there. Be good once it gets below the door, because then we can open it up and have a look. I've actually just logged into the Halo app because there's a probe in the vat, which all this information gets sent through to Fonterra, so they can sort of keep track on it, like temperature. And it says that there's still 1,500 litres in there, or 1,300, and the level is at 250 millimetres, which I reckon's probably just below the door, so I might open it. Okay, flag that. Look, when I take the pressure off, you can see the milk coming out there, but I reckon it's probably not far above that. I just shot home for a bit of lunch, and while I did that, I left the pump running. It's just been siphoning out. When I left, I could crack the door. The level was just below that. Oh, there's not much left. You can actually see the foam moving. It's gonna suck here any second now, I reckon. There we go. That's pretty much the last of it now. Might as well turn it off. Well, it's definitely a relief. It's taken about 3 hours to empty that tank. The big tank's chocker full. I filled up these 2 drums. I just need to cover them. I might actually just take that out because I'll run some hot water through there, and I'll fill the calf feeder with these 2 drums next, then the IBC, and then out of that green tank. But that is good. I definitely hadn't planned on doing this today, but it is what it is. Life does throw things at you sometimes that you don't expect. Check this out though, this is Finch's new strip toolbar and tractor. It's a brand new tractor as well. It's an absolute beast. What it's doing is just cultivating these strips in here, which were sprayed out about 6 weeks ago. This whole paddock was sprayed out about a week or 10 days ago. And it's also putting fertilizer down into those strips. So now when the planter comes through, it'll just plant and the fert's already there, so they don't need to worry about putting base fert and then DAP with the planter. So it is a pretty cool machine. The only thing about it though is that it's probably a bit big, and I don't think I'll be able to get it into a lot of my paddocks. So I'm gonna have to go down the route of direct drilling all my maize this year. I think I might be able to get one paddock, but it might just be easy to just direct drill the whole lot. Pretty hard case. That drill's actually from the Czech Republic. I think they're made Bedna in the Czech Republic, possibly, I could be wrong there. But when they got it, they were going to put it on, or they put it on another tractor and it wasn't big enough, so they had to get the next series up. I think that one's, was it 300 horsepower? And it goes pretty fast for a big machine like that. Well, that was a bit of an interesting day and something I definitely don't want to happen again. But if I hadn't have picked that up and it had gone in the tanker with other people's milk, I'm pretty sure the rules are regarding that you've got to pay for the whole tanker load. So it could have been pretty expensive. I'm guessing maybe insurance might have covered it, but it's a route we really didn't want to go down. So yeah, a bit lucky there. Hasn't happened before, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. There's my one and hopefully only. However, things are going to start to get pretty busy soon. Today's Thursday. We've got AI for these girls. We start on Tuesday. We also start the heifers at the same time. We've also got to get all the maize in, so it's going to be pretty busy for a little while, which it always is at this time of the year. But that pretty much will wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. That'd be awesome, and see you next time.